Let's take a closer look at what we just witnessed at the first Formula One race of the 2026 season under these new regulations. Basically, there are two ways of how you can look at this. On one hand, you can say that these are pretty race cars and it looks great on TV. The cars don't look slower, although the new Formula One is slower. In fact, the slowest car in the qualifying 2025 was 1.4 seconds faster than the pole position in 2026. So that was the target of the regulators, to slow the cars down, and it is also not really a problem because on TV it does not look slow. It only looks a bit weird if you see some onboard cameras of familiar corners and suddenly the cars are artificially slow, or the cars are suddenly getting slower because of super clipping on the straights, although the driver is pushing full throttle. That is a bit strange, but to be honest, for people who are not so much into the technology, the entertainment on TV is actually quite okay. Then you can say that we also saw some pretty interesting first laps. So we saw that all the Ferrari powered cars were pretty good at the start and could get to the front, while other cars were losing a lot of places. So that was mixing things up and that was quite interesting. And in the first 10-15 laps, we saw some battles between Mercedes and Ferrari. And that is great. We saw overtakes where we didn't see overtakes before, and that was quite interesting on the first look. But here we go to the next way how you can see this weekend, and that is that basically all of these overtakes are pretty artificial because it's always just down to the state of your battery. So we have no longer this natural racing where drivers really have to show their skills. All the stuff happens on the straight or in the preparation on the straight so they can overtake in the corner. The drivers are pretty much dependent on the state of their battery and not on their driving skills. So it all looks pretty fake and it looks pretty artificial. I mean, of course, the drivers who finished at the front are now quite happy with the regulations and don't criticize it anymore, but everybody else was still quite critical about this stuff. Also, we could see that, as we predicted, it's pretty hard from an aerodynamics point of view to follow each other compared to previous years. We could see, for example, Verstappen closing into Norris and getting as close as 1.5 seconds, but he was hanging there. He couldn't get any closer. He was wearing out his tires and then he fell back again. So that was exactly what we had before. This is what the regulators fixed with the new regulations in 2022, and now we reintroduced this old problem. They could only overcome that if you have a significant advantage with a power unit. And we have to see that the differences between the different cars and packages is the biggest difference right now, because they will get more and more equal over the season and in the next years. So we see a big difference at the start performance now. We see a big difference in the energy management right now because teams are harvesting energy in a different way at different locations, and they're also deploying the energy in different locations and with different strategies. So we see these differences, and this is creating overtakes right now, but this will be less and less. And we could see this in the second half of this race, where we could actually see that cars are just stuck behind each other. Before, you used to have the DRS and the car in front of you did not have DRS, which meant that you had a straight line advantage, and this created some artificial overtakes. But now both cars have DRS, or now called straight line mode, so both cars have low drag and it's even harder to get by. So you can only get by if you have this energy advantage, and that is always down to the state of your battery. If we look at some things in detail, we can say that we have been confirmed that, for example, the front wing vanes and also the floorboards at the side are quite sensitive to damage. So we've seen these things flying away, which is no surprise. And we could also see that if two cars are battling with each other, it's very likely that these parts will fly away and will then lie on the track. And then we have probably a virtual safety car to pick these things up. We can say that Ferrari is performing, as we predicted, better than many expected, so we should not underestimate Ferrari. We can talk about the strategy. Maybe they could have done things differently here, but they definitely have a good package and they can really drive at the front this year. We could see that McLaren still needs to understand their power unit more. They need to make better use of their energy management. We could see a pretty good performance of the rookie Lindblad, who's not afraid of anybody and showed really good performance. On the other hand, we saw Piastri crashing on the way to the starting grid. But here we have to say, again, it looks like it was not in his hands. He suddenly had a lot more power than he expected. Yes, he was on the curb, but still, This is this new, more artificial Formula One where it's not only up to the driver, and the driver is pretty much dependent on his power unit, and he's not always in full control, and then things like this can happen, which is really unfortunate. On the other hand, you can say the cars are more difficult to drive, and that's actually good and makes things interesting. But yeah, that's just the new formula. We could see that Williams has still too much weight, they don't have enough downforce, and they still have a lot of things to do. It was good points for Audi, although they were only driving with one car, but it looks really good. The engine is performing pretty well in the race, and also in terms of aerodynamics, it looks like they're on a good way right now. And we have to say that with Jonathan Wheatley at the top, Audi is pretty strong politically as well. So Audi is really trying to shape the sport. Audi is creating debates and is standing up against the other teams. So this is going to be interesting, and it's a good sign. Aston Martin turned this whole race into a practice session with two cars, and they were basically practicing the race start and driving for a lot more laps than we expected, so it looks like their first fixes kind of work. Then they needed to get the cars in, did some changes on the cars, sent them out again. They also had some pit stop training in between, so really good learning for them, but we're really on the back foot because they learned all the things they should have learned in preseason testing now. And let's see how they can improve. So, how did you like this first race of the 2026 season? Is it too artificial, or are we just too picky and the entertainment is actually pretty good? Let me know in the comments below, and see you at the next video.